Okay, hello everyone. Hi. Hope you all are doing well. So Pratik, this is live on YouTube. Archit will be also joining us. He is mentor from XLRI, हमारे course में, and they both are today going for XLRI interviews. Now that the interview calls have come in, and the mahal is very tense. Everyone, for a lot of people, it is one of the best calls that they have. I think probably best, not even one of the best. So you have to give your blood and sweat to it, and we have two mentors with us who do it, like Archit and Pratik. दोनों के पास slots खाली है. In total, just 11 slots, and then we'll take no one from XLRI, like no one for XLRI interview. So hi Pratik.
Yes, hi Hemant. Hi everyone.
आप अपना एक शॉर्ट इंट्रोडक्शन दे दो.
Yes. Thank you. First of all, congratulations to all for getting XLRI call. It is one of the best institutes in India for MBA. Talking about me, just a second. Is it echoing, Hemant?
No.
Okay. Uh, Talking about me, my name is Pratik Gandhi. I am from Solapur, Maharashtra. I completed my BTech in Mechanical Engineering in 2022 from KJ Somaya, Mumbai. Then I joined Ingersoll Rand and I worked there for almost 2 years. Then I have a gap of 1 year, and after that I appeared for XAT. I have scored 99.2 percentile in XAT, uh, and I am in first year of XLRI MBA right now. I'll be joining HUL for this summers for sales and marketing state.
Great. Archit, you there?
Hey, Hemant, I'm here. Just my camera is not on.
Okay, I think that we'll not be able to spotlight you here.
Yes, then give me 5 minutes. I'll.
ओके. ओके. सो कार्तिक, इसके लिंक्स भेज दिए क्या हर ग्रुप में?
हाँ.
ठीक है, चलो. Great. Pratik, can you tell me can you tell everyone actually what were the calls that you converted?
Okay, so I had calls from NMIMS, SIBM, SCMHRD, and few baby IMs and IITs and XLRI.
Who did you convert?
Yes, I converted every call except NMIMS. I have converted for all the other colleges.
Nice. Nice, man, nice. Okay, okay. We'll wait for Archit. Till then,
Yes.
let's talk a bit about your interview experience at XLRI. So how was it?
Okay. So I had my interview on 24th Feb. It was in Mumbai.
Right.
My slot was a morning slot, and it was held in Marriott, like in the Marriott Hotel in Mumbai. Uh, So it was a very good environment there, to be honest. Uh, I was kind of curious, kind of nervous as well, and we had total of 8 members in my panel. So how they do it is they have a panel of 8 members for a single slot. In For BM they have 8 members. For HRM they have 8 members. Okay. So my BM interview was on 24th in the morning slot. Our process started at 10 a.m. around 10 a.m. and uh, the process was first we went inside. Then there was document verification. After that, we were supposed to wait for 10 or 15 minutes. And after that, we were called to the panel room where we were told to sit around a round table, and we had to write WAT, that is written ability test. We were given a topic and almost 15 minutes to write WAT. And after that, immediately we had GD in the same room. So
ये
we were, yeah,
WAT भी है, GD भी है, फिर PI भी है.
yes, तीनों चीजें हैं.
भाई साहब, इस बार भी है.
इस बार भी है similar pattern, and you need to prepare a lot for this, like you need a strong preparation for this. Okay, so
तो
after, yeah.
सॉरी टू कट यू शॉर्ट. तो ये बोलो कि आपके इंटरव्यू में फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल was it a lot grilling because XLRI is usually said to be very grilling interview and उसमें आपका SOP से बहुत कुछ पूछता है ऐसा बोला जाता है.
It was not a grilling interview, but definitely they were a lot, like they were interested a lot in what I have mentioned in my SOP. They asked me, like, half of my interview was based on SOP because I had mentioned procurement in my SOP, and then from procurement they jumped to my work experience. So somehow my SOP steered my entire interview.
Okay, we have Archit as well. Hi Archit. Uh, you mind giving a short introduction about yourself?
Yeah. Thanks, Hemant, for introducing me. So, hi, I am Archit. I am from Kerala. So about me, after post my 12th, I joined NIT Calicut in civil engineering, and I am a 23 graduate. Then uska baad I was working in PricewaterhouseCoopers India for 2 years as a techno functional consultant in the ERP system. So for me, my case was that my CAT, I had some issues with the sectional cutoff, VRC sectional cutoff. So SAT was the one exam that which was the only call that I had, and I was not that much serious about my MBA journey at all at that time. So I just went and wrote my SAT. Then I got a, like 96, 97 percentile, which was not that high. Then I got the BM call. So for me, I had this perception that I had the percentile on a lower end, so the chances of conversion of the interview is very difficult. So that was the perception that I had. And after my experience, after my entire interview experience, and generally even after talking to a lot of people, so SAT percentile is actually just a invitation for the interview, and GDPI has a heavy weightage when it comes to XLRI. So this is one suggestion that I really wanted to mention to everyone, that even if you are on a lower end of your SAT percentile, you don't have to be panic. You have a fair chance in converting. So that's one thing. And then so that's about my general intro. I am going to be interning as a management consultant in YCP Octus in my summers. I am a batchmate of Pratik.
Yeah. Great. So was it also very much focused on your SOP in the interviews?
The thing was that in my panel, I was the fourth person. So the previous three people who had their interviews were heavily based out of SOP. So even I expected the same. But on the contrary, I had a 35-minute interview, and the interview was mainly about civil engineering, my background, and more about my grades and the work that I did. So there was heavy grilling on these aspects.
Okay, great. So when you're making SOP for XLRI, and this is a question, open question for both of them. I think tomorrow is the deadline, right? Submission deadline. So what are the things one should keep in mind? Like anything specific to XLRI they should write, since you are in XLRI Delhi. Uh, so anything specific to XLRI or any tips that you think will put them ahead?
So I will answer. So primarily, where the XLRI's motto itself for the greater good, and XLRI has a heavy emphasis on ethics and sustainability, and generally doing social good, social purpose. So usually, what happens is that students have a tendency, even to mention stuffs related to these aspects, primarily related to social cause in their SOP. But I have seen trends where some of my friends were not able to justify it primarily when it comes to what you write and what happens in the interview. So last 2 years, primarily one of the SOP questions were, how do you envision yourself in the next 5 years, or like where do you want to see yourself, or what is the change that you want to make in the society, a business problem that you identified, and how will you address it? So always come up with something that you had, something that that was there in your mind for a long time. Also, if you can associate even with a social cause, you have to be very thorough with whatever you are going to write, because if you are writing something in your SOP related to a business problem, then there's a high chance that they will ask questions in this aspect. And the second and the third question, one was mainly on the professional front, and the second was on the base on a personal level. So all the three questions, try not to gas around, and if you have authentic experiences, try to write, especially for the second and third question. So that's the general advice that I wanted to share.
Okay. Pratik, or anything to add?
A few things. Was the deadline this time is 2nd of Feb 5 p.m. and they have changed like one question of that's different from previous year. Adding to what Archit said, what I would say is please keep multiple stories ready and be well versed with whatever you mention in your SOP, and also try to have some knowledge about campus life that's there in XLRI, and you can mention those things in your SOP. That will definitely fetch you few brownie points. Yes.
Does the interview date matter? Do the panelists get bored after a few days? So you can tell Archit, Pratik, आप लोग का interview शुरू में था, बीच में था, end में था, or if you know someone whose interview was towards the end or something like that.
Primarily, I don't think the date of interview matters that much. For my case, my interview was approximately mid, like it happened on 2nd of March. Pratik?
My interview was on 24th, so that was in like that was just 4th day of of the entire session. So again, I don't think there is a valid pattern or a sick pattern for interview conversion and date. Yeah.
ठीक है, and how to handle the GDs doesn't become a fish market scene, how to handle that, वो तो हम लोग कोर्स में कराते हैं यार. You can join the course, you can come for mock GDs, there's unlimited mock GDs, unlimited mock PIs. You will have Pratik or Archit as mentors, they have slots left with them, and we will only take 11 people. So हाँ, come practice WAT every day, give mocks, appear for GDs, Gs, extemporaries, and make yourself better. I think that's the only thing. Baki, you can tell Pratik. I think it just my take. I think it depends on the panel who are taking like participants on the GD if it becomes a fish market or not. It is not क्या बोलते हैं ना standardized throughout the fish market होगा या नहीं होगा.
Yes, Hemant. So there are different situations that we try to simulate in the mock GDs that we take. So be it fish market or be it abstract GD or how to enter, how to structure GD. So there are different tricks or different standard ways to follow. So those will be like based on situations we can share those. Yeah. Archit.
Yeah, same thing. Just last year, XLRI GD topic and the WAT topic were the same. So even when you are done with the GD, you need to have an understanding of what was discussed. This was the case of last year, but previous years there were separate GD topics and WAT topics.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's go to this interview part. I think interview basics वगैरह तो हम लोग cover कर लेते हैं. But if there is someone who just wants to know, is there anything different that you need to prepare for XLRI? Or since Pratik has given more interviews, how does that differ from XLRI interview? Or is XLRI interview different in any way, or is it just like another interview?
Okay, from based on the interview that I have given, what I think is Chira tries to know you as a person rather than just knowing you on the technical front. So how you interpret people, how you interpret situations, and how you handle those. And as Arjit already mentioned, the important aspect they give a lot of weightage to ethics as well. So they are focusing on creating good managers and ethical managers, and that is shown in their interviews as well. So keep your answers ethical. Try to show your personality, how you are as a person, rather than just showing the technical aspects of it.
And how do you think you can help the mentees in that?
Okay, so yes, we can definitely help mentees in that because we have prepare the same in our phase of preparation. Now, sitting inside XLRI, we understand it more. Uh, how, like, what, looking at our batchmates, what kind of exact, what do I mean by people evaluate you based on your personality? So, we can definitely help them form their answers. We will take their mock PIs and we will refine the answers that they are saying. Yes, that's how we do it.
Okay, Archit, you have not taken a lot of interviews, I believe. Like SLI is the only interview too. So, do you have anything to say on this?
Yeah, so it's just that the interview have there's a lot of grilling happens in XLR interview, which is comparatively similar, but it is on a lengthier ends. Like 8 people are usually called for one set, and a lot of times in my panel it went for 15 minutes or 45 to 50 minutes. So you have to be very careful in what you're going to say, because deep down, like there is a lot of deep dive, especially in terms of your academics, like the general how you are going to prepare for interviews, the same thing you can expect, but you have to be very careful in what you're going to say. Especially you can't fake a lot of things, because there is a lot of cross questioning will be there. So that's one thing, but other than that, one-on-one interactions, the person specific things we can give an insight, like how you want to drive, what you have to focus. So all of these things we can help in that front.
Great. Uh, okay. So, tell me, I think this is a bit, not so comfortable question for you all, both. But what do you think exactly went wrong, जिसकी वजह से Jamshedpur could not happen?
Yeah. So
It's just a chance of luck. Like it can be anything.
yeah, so for me, I will frankly tell you, it was one of the worst interviews that I had. It's primarily because that I had this apprehension that given that I had a very low personnel, my chances of conversion will be very difficult. So I was extremely tensed. And second thing that I underestimated my UG degree, and I didn't deep down mainly into civil engineering aspect, because since I had a 2 year of work ex, I was mainly concentrating into data analytics, ERP, and apparently some surface level knowledge about my degree. But in my case, after 20 minutes when they started grilling me mainly about my undergrads and civil engineering, so I stumbled. So that was the one case where I think my interview went in a different direction. So when looking back, I think that it was mainly that I was underconfident in that scenario, and second thing is that I could have studied and explored more, especially on my undergrad courses. So that is the only thing that even when I look back, that could have done better in my case. So
One follow-up question on that. Since it
mm.
was a bad interview as per you, what do you think worked that got you the admission in XLRI Delhi?
So, see, since I told you, in my first 20 minutes, they were primarily, try to understand my work ex. So, they gave me different scenarios. Like the first question, I was working in SAP Business Objects, which is a dashboard developing ERP. Like within the integrated ERP system, it's a dashboard developing tool. So, first thing that they asked me is that try to create a live dashboard for this entire XLR interview and how you will go about it. And then there was couple of follow-up questions related to data analytics in terms of like let's say if you are having two measures, how will you visualize that as a data in a graph? Or he gave me two dummy data and told me to create a dashboard just out of those with this dummy data. So all of these questions I was able to answer, but then within so there was a question, so there's Indian Parliament. So from a civil engineering aspect, how so what are the important? Give me three specialties or three significant things that you know. So that was the point when I was like, oh, I didn't really deep down or have studied in these parts. So then it went like he asked me like certain dams like dam. So I'm from Kerala. So he asked me what kind of dam was Mullaperiyar Dam. So then it went in a different direction. So but the initial couple of parts I was able to cover perfectly, and other than that my academics, all of those things I was able to answer. So
Okay. Before we go to Pratik, there are two doubts. One, Piyush, bro, I have 3.5 years of work experience in Infosys and the age is preparing for SSC. Can I do MBA in this age? I think XLRI, maybe there should be people who are 30, 32, right?
yeah. So in my senior batch there are two seniors who are of 33, and in our batch also in Delhi 27, 28 year olds are there, and even in JSR also there is people with 30, 32.
Okay. And Muskan asked 8 people together. So does that mean it is a group interview, not personal interview? No, Muskan. So GD होता है 8 people, and then it is a personal interview. All right, Pratik, what do you think went wrong and what do you think went right?
Okay, so starting with what went wrong, I was a bit nervous because I was the last in my panel, and I thought I just have to wind up quickly so that I don't bore my panel. But that's not how they expected it to be. And they asked me few questions like, "What do you know about XLRI?" And I was completely blank at that point. I knew few things, but uh, I couldn't answer it at that point. That's why I even in suggestions I told you to prepare for about campus life of XLR and all those things. That's it. That's what went wrong. Apart from that, what I thought was whenever they will try to ask you the questions about topics that you already know. So at that point, don't get nervous and don't let your brain shut down. Try to think on the spot and try to give the answers. So this is something that I think went wrong.
Okay, what do you think went right? Sorry for that.
Yes, no issues. So what went right was we discussed a lot about work experience, and they tried to know me as a person, like how I handle the challenges in my work experience, how I handle a team of 33 members. And through real life examples, I tried to put in how I was as a person. So that's the thing, sharing with honesty and on the ethical lines.
Cool. I think we have covered a lot of things. More such things, I think interview जो हमारा course है उसमें most of the things are there. Archit and Pratik both are available and they have just 11 seats left. So guys, if you have an XLRI interview coming up and probably the best call of your life, can change your life, don't worry, don't think you should go for it or not. Remember, investing a bit of money, if it can change outcomes, then you should definitely invest it. Thank you so much, Pratik and Archit. If you have any final words to say, just let me know. I'll just summarize it. So basically, SOP heavy is the three WAT, PI, and GD. In the SOP heavy, they focus on ethics and sustainability, but only mention it if you can defend it. Right? Sometimes it may happen that your interview does not go towards the SOP side because you might be expecting questions out of it. So they take a different route just to surprise you. Know about XLRI, know about the campus life of XLRI and how, XLRI will change your journey. And I think what's good and bad that went, be confident and everything else is on there. I'm a student of the course. भाई तो पूछ लेता है यहाँ पे. Most of my undergrad is oriented towards my venture. So is it important to get in? हाँ, undergraduation is always important. Any suggestion for freshers who are preparing for CAT? भाई इसके लिए बाद में वीडियो कभी. I think this is a wrong video to talk about it. But that is the summary that I have. If you have anything to add or deduct, just we can do that before closing.
Yeah, so it's just that be very thorough with your profile, where you come from, your course, all of those general interview things, because you can expect a lengthy interview if you're going for XLR, right? So That's that.
This is the
Anyways, some
chance to prepare.
or is it
Don't waste days. So that's what I would like to say. Yeah, that's it.
sure, great. Guys, do join the community, and if you are willing to enroll, just go to the link in the description. आपको वहाँ पे मिलेगा, वहाँ पे जाइए, आप enroll कीजिए, and we will get you started. Again, don't waste time. Time is precious, and we'll be having like we'll ensure that we are all along the way for you, that you don't feel lost at any point in time. On that note, thank you so much, Archit and Pratik. Really good to have a conversation from you all. Hoping to have some of the people from the live session to take your expertise and convert their XLRI calls.
Yes, thank you so much. All the best, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, Archit. Bye, Pratik. Good night.